level, and the intensity has been really good, and practices have been crisp and quick, and I really like the tempo.
Is there a tension, without revealing details, to come up with all that different stuff, new stuff for bowl, especially since you have so much time to prepare? Add all sorts of different wrinkles?
No, because again, the more wrinkles you add, the more you take away from what you do best. You know, you may put in a wrinkle here or a wrinkle there, but again, you're going to stay true to what you're able to do well. Because the more time you take away from practicing what you do well, then that becomes what you don't do very well. So we're going to really concentrate on what we did the last 3 weeks to get us where we are. And of course, we're going to have always a few surprises, got to. But, you know, maybe a trick play every other play. We'll figure that out, and we'll go from there.
I mean, does this give you an opportunity to not have a trick play every other play, but to try some wrinkles that maybe you guys have wanted to do this season, but kind of this is now the right time to do them?
Yeah, because you can do a little bit more, and the risk reward factor is not as great, you know. But yeah, you know, we'll try to do some things, but again, we're going to stay true to what got us to where we are the last 3 games, and and that was based on execution and not turning the ball over and things like that.
You really feel like you developed an offensive identity then in those last 3 weeks that maybe you guys had struggled to find up to that point?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I know that we were able to do things well, and that's what we're going to concentrate on. And maybe we are creating an identity for ourselves in those last 3 games, but I know we were much more efficient in those last 3 games, and just the look of things looked crisper and organized, and there's just a better feel for it. And maybe that's because I'm subjective, you know. But that's what the feel was, and I think that's the general consensus that, you know. And so we're gonna continue on that course.
What would you say the identity was the last 3 games of the offense?
Just staying true to who we are, you know, trying to develop a running game and put people in the best position to succeed, and being very efficient in the passing game.
Do you anticipate Ralph being okay, full go?
Yes, yes.
During the season, you get into a routine where you can peak for every game, and you've got your schedule during the week. When you've got a longer prep time, how do you avoid peaking 2 weeks before the bowl, or, you know, in theory 2 weeks after the bowl? How do you get that timing right?
It's like you run in the marathon, you know, because when you run a marathon, you kind of start your training slow, and then you kind of get to your peak, and then you kind of taper off, and that gets you ready for the game. And that's the same thing you have to do. We've gotten about 15 practices. So last week we started with only about 12 periods, and today we've increased a little bit. And this is about the highest we're going to go, and we'll keep this intensity for a little while, and then we'll cut back again, and we'll get them ready and eager to play. We want them ready and eager to play. We don't want to lose the game out here. We want to get them where they're sharp and crisp and having fun and focused. So when they get to the game, they're like, oh, man, I can't wait to hit somebody. Instead of, man, we've been banging so hard in practice, I just want to get through this and go home.
Just Delapo's development this year.